Today is not just another motivational message. Think of this moment as a reset button for your life. Before anything else, ask yourself honestly, are you living the life you truly want, or are you just surviving? Are you proud of how you wake up every morning, how you spend your time, how you think, speak, and act? Or do you feel trapped in the same stress, guilt, fear, laziness, and routine that has followed you for months or even years? The truth is uncomfortable, but important. Most people are not really living. They wake up every day carrying yesterday's problems, pretending everything is fine, afraid to change, and stuck in a life that no longer feels like their own. They smile on the outside, but feel empty inside. And the worst part is that many people believe this is just how life is. But here's the truth no one tells you. You do not have to stay this way. You are allowed to restart. You are allowed to rebuild. You are allowed to begin again, no matter your age, your past mistakes, your failures, or your fears. This is not about motivation for one day. This is about changing your identity, your habits, your mindset, and your direction. A real restart begins with one difficult step, letting go of who you used to be. Many people want a new life, but they keep carrying the old one on their back. They say they want change, but they keep old memories alive, repeat the same thoughts, talk to the same people, and punish themselves for mistakes made years ago. They remember every insult, but forget their own value. You cannot restart your life if you stay loyal to your past pain. Imagine trying to start a new day in a room filled with smoke from a fire that happened last night. You open your eyes, but you can't see clearly. You want to breathe, but the air is heavy. You tell yourself, today will be different, but nothing changes because the smoke is still there. That smoke is your unresolved past. Letting go is like opening the windows, clearing the air, and allowing light to enter. It does not mean pretending nothing happened. It means accepting that the old version of you has finished its job. You learned what you needed to learn. You survived what you needed to survive. Now it is time to move forward. Letting go may mean deleting contacts that bring stress, throwing away things that remind you of painful moments, forgiving yourself for mistakes you still carry silently, and saying goodbye to an identity that no longer serves you. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You were simply stuck in a loop that no one taught you how to break. A powerful exercise. Write a letter to your past self. Be honest. Write about the pain, the fear, the failures. Then forgive that version of you. Tear the letter, delete it, or burn it safely. The action matters because it signals closure. From today, change your inner language. Stop saying, I'm bad at English, I can't focus, or I'm just like this. Replace it with, that was the old me. I am learning. I am growing. I am restarting. This is where your new life begins. Part 2, rewire your brain for a new life. Restarting your life does not begin with changing your city, your job, or the people around you. It begins inside your mind. If your thinking stays the same, your life will repeat itself, no matter how many new starts you try. New year, new goals, new plans, but after a short time, you feel stuck again. This happens because you change the outside, but not the system running inside you. Your brain works like software. If the software is old, damaged, or full of negative programs, the device will never perform well, even if it looks new on the outside. Many people decorate their lives instead of upgrading their thinking. To truly restart, you must reprogram your mind. Your brain is built from neurons that create connections every time you think, feel, or act. When you repeat thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I always fail, or I'm bad at English, your brain strengthens those connections. Over time, they become automatic. That is why the same fears return again and again. It is not fate, it is wiring. The powerful truth is this: your brain can change. This is not motivation, it is science. New thoughts create new pathways. New pathways create new habits. New habits create a new life. But this process requires awareness, repetition, and patience. The first step is catching your thoughts. When a negative thought appears, pause. Do not let it run freely. Ask yourself, is this a fact, or is this just something I've repeated for years? Most of the time, it is repetition, not truth. That thought belongs to the old version of you. Next, interrupt the pattern. Replace the thought with a new sentence, even if it feels uncomfortable. Say, that was the old me. I am learning to think differently now. Your brain listens to repetition, not logic. Even if you don't fully believe the new sentence yet, repeating it begins a rewiring process. Then, install a new belief. Choose one strong belief and repeat it every day. Examples: I am capable of learning anything I commit to. I speak English more confidently every day. I finish what I start. I am disciplined even when motivation is low. Repeat your belief out loud at least 20 times a day while walking, standing in front of a mirror, or before sleep. Speaking activates more areas of the brain than silent thinking. When emotion is added, the effect becomes even stronger. At first, this will feel fake. That is normal. The old wiring will resist change. But consistency is stronger than resistance. After a few weeks, your behavior begins to shift naturally. You feel uncomfortable wasting time. You start choosing better actions without forcing yourself. Many people believe they need confidence before action. In reality, action creates confidence. Rewiring your brain is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming aware and intentional. When your thoughts change, your reactions change. When your reactions change, your habits change. And when your habits change, your entire life direction begins to shift. This is a real restart. Not waiting for motivation, but training your mind to support the person you are becoming. Part 3. Build a restart routine, morning and night. Restarting your life requires more than new goals or motivation. It requires a system. Your daily routine is the invisible foundation of your life. If your routine is chaotic, lazy, or reactive, your life will feel the same way. If your routine is intentional, structured, and consistent, it becomes a vehicle for transformation. Let's start with the morning routine, which is the most important part of your day. The first hour after waking sets the tone. If you scroll, check messages, or rush you to your bed, your brain becomes reactive, scattered, and stressed. But if you spend this hour calmly, intentionally, and with focus, you program your day for clarity and control. Morning restart routine. 4 key steps. Wake up at a fixed time. You don't need to wake at 4 a.m., but choose a time and stick to it. Hitting snooze repeatedly signals your brain that you are indecisive and reactive. Waking up on schedule, even at 6:30 or 7 a.m., teaches your brain discipline, ownership, and respect for your future. 15 minutes of silence. Do not reach for your phone. Do not speak to anyone. Sit quietly. Observe your thoughts and your breath. This space allows your mind to reset after sleep and gives you clarity. Ask yourself, who do I want to be today? What is my mission? What small actions will define this day? Move your body for 10 minutes. Movement is not about fitness. It is about activating energy. Stretch, walk, do push-ups, or jump. Your body holds emotions, tension, and lethargy. By moving, you release stagnation and signal to your mind and body that it's time to act. Energy comes first. Clarity follows. Create before consuming. Most people wake up and immediately consume content. Social media, news, or messages. This feeds distraction, comparison, and stress. Instead, start by creating. Write a thought in your journal. Plan one goal, visualize a dream, or speak one truth aloud. Own your morning before the world tries to claim it. Night restart routine. 4 key steps. Your evenings shape your next morning. If your nights are chaotic, scrolling endlessly, or worrying, your mornings will be weak. Ending your day well prepares your mind for a powerful new start. Power down ritual, 30 minutes. Turn off bright lights and screens. Dim your environment. Play calming music or simply breathe. Signal to your body and nervous system. We are safe. We are slowing down. This prepares your mind for deep rest and emotional reset. Reflect without judgment. Spend 5 to 10 minutes thinking or writing about your day. Ask what went well, what held me back, what can I do differently tomorrow? Reflection is different from regret. It creates learning and progress without guilt. Sleep with intention. Before sleeping, say aloud, "My life is resetting. I am becoming who I am meant to be." Sleep is not escape. It is preparation. Treat your rest as a tool for transformation, not a pause from life. Protect your emotional state. Avoid ending the day in negativity. Let go of grudges, stress, and unresolved tension. Peaceful nights lead to productive mornings. When your mind is calm, your actions will be intentional rather than reactive. Your morning and evening routines are not about perfection. They are about consistency, discipline, and design. They control the invisible energy of your day. With intentional routines, you take back control of your life, moment by moment. Remember, life does not wait. Your future self will appear only if you actively build the habits, rhythms, and systems to support them. Morning and night are the anchors of this restart. Part 4. Stay positive toward your goals. Staying positive is one of the most powerful steps in restarting your life. Success does not depend solely on talent, intelligence, or luck. It depends on your ability to remain hopeful and constructive when everything seems difficult. Negativity is the default. Complaining, doubting yourself, comparing yourself to others, or giving up is easy. But staying positive requires intention, practice, and courage. True positivity does not mean pretending life is perfect or ignoring challenges. It is about choosing hope even when things are hard. It is the oxygen of transformation. Without it, your mind becomes weak, reactive, and easily defeated. With it, you build momentum, confidence, and resilience. Let's imagine Clara, a young woman with a dream of becoming a fashion designer. She had no money, no formal training, and a full-time job as a waitress while caring for her sick mother. Every day, exhaustion and responsibilities threatened to crush her dream. At one point, she wanted to give up, but she made a decision. She would not allow one day to pass without thinking a positive thought about her goal. Clara wrote on a sticky note, "My time will come. Not now, but soon. Keep going." She placed it above her mirror and repeated it every morning, even when she didn't feel like it. Slowly, small changes began. She entered contests, sold a few designs online, caught the attention of local artists, and eventually launched her own brand. Her journey demonstrates the real power of positivity. It is a daily choice, not a feeling. To stay positive, you need practical habits. Here are 4 key practices. Reframe every problem. When something goes wrong, don't ask, "Why me?" Instead, ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every challenge is a lesson. Every setback is a guide. Problems are bridges to growth, not walls that block your path. Celebrate progress, not perfection. People often lose positivity because they measure success only by big results. Did you lose 10 kilograms yet? Did you become famous yet? This mindset destroys motivation. True growth comes from small wins. Waking up on time, completing tasks, avoiding distractions, or being kind. Celebrate these. They are proof that you are moving forward. Build a belief bank. Every day, write a sentence, quote, or memory that reinforces your courage and vision. Store these in a notebook, on sticky notes, or digitally. When you feel like quitting, revisit your belief bank. This provides emotional fuel and reminds you of your identity and purpose. Protect your environment. Positivity is fragile. Your energy can be drained by negative people, gossip, comparison, and unnecessary drama. Surround yourself with voices that inspire, motivate, and support growth. Distance yourself from energy that pulls you backward. Guard your mental space like it is sacred. Life is difficult not because you are weak, but because your next level is loading. Staying positive is the bridge between your current state and the person you are becoming. Even on challenging days, whisper to yourself, I am still here. I am still trying. I still believe. Positivity is not entertainment or fluff. It is a form of discipline. It is choosing hope over despair, action over inaction, growth over stagnation. Every small choice to remain constructive strengthens your mind, rewires your brain, and shapes your future. Your restart journey will face setbacks, delays, and doubts. But staying positive ensures that you keep moving forward, even when the path is invisible. It transforms obstacles into opportunities and struggles into lessons. Part 5. Keep yourself happy. Happiness is not something that can be given to you by OT. Hers. It is a responsibility and a discipline. Many people spend their lives waiting for external events to bring joy, a raise, a relationship, a promotion, or recognition. But if your happiness depends on outside circumstances, it will always be fragile, temporary, and incomplete. The real restart begins when you reclaim your joy from within. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt true, quiet happiness? Not the happiness you post online or seeking applause or attention, but the calm, deep satisfaction that comes from simply being present. This is the kind of joy that nourishes your spirit, strengthens your mind, and fuels your transformation. Many people lose this inner happiness because they live to please others or measure their worth through external achievements. Jonah, for example, spent 15 years building a successful business, traveling the world, buying a house, and fulfilling societal definitions of success. Yet one night he admitted, I am still not happy. Everything he did was for others or for validation, and he had never paused to ask, what truly makes me happy when no one is watching? Jonah began to list small, personal joy triggers. Walking alone while listening to music, making tea slowly, writing without expectation, watching the sunset, or sitting in silence. By consistently returning to these practices, he reclaimed his inner joy. Over time, his brain began associating life with happiness, rather than stress or obligation. This demonstrates the critical truth. Happiness is cultivated, practiced, and protected. It is not a reward, it is a skill. Steps to protect and nurture your happiness. Detach your joy from outcomes. Do not allow your emotional state to depend on things outside your control. You cannot control how people treat you, whether plans succeed or if recognition comes. Say, I will remain peaceful and joyful, regardless of the outcome. This is power, not passivity. Create a daily joy ritual. Even if it is only 10 minutes, dedicate time each day to something that brings you happiness without pressure, audience, or purpose. Dance, read, paint, listen to music, or simply breathe while observing nature. These small practices are emotional medicine, reinforcing that your joy comes from within. Remove joy killers without guilt. Limit or cut out people, habits, and environments that drain your energy. Stop trying to please toxic individuals. Avoid content that lowers your spirit. This is not selfishness. It is self-protection. Your joy is sacred and must be guarded like a valuable resource. Redefine success. Measure success not by money, fame, or approval, but by peace, laughter, freedom, and emotional stability. A truly restarted life prioritizes inner fulfillment over external validation. Happiness becomes a foundation of growth, not a reward for achieving it. Your happiness is no longer optional. It is part of your system. When you consistently protect your joy, You can face life's challenges without being drained by them. Your goals, routines, and efforts become more effective because your energy is stable, your mind is calm, and your focus is clear. Remember, life will not give you happiness automatically. No one else is responsible for it. The liberating truth is that now, for the first time, you are in control. Your joy is yours to cultivate, defend, and enjoy. By protecting your inner peace, you lay the foundation for everything else in your restart journey. Part 6. Trust God's plan. Restarting your life is not only about what you do, it is also about trusting a bigger process. You have your goals, your plans, and your effort, but there's also a larger timeline, a purpose, and a force beyond what your mind can see. This is what many call God's plan, the universe's timing or life's natural order. Trusting this plan is essential to navigating setbacks, delays, and unseen opportunities. Delays are not punishment. Rejections are not failure. They are guidance. Silence is not absence. It is preparation. Pain is not meaningless. It teaches patience, resilience, and discipline. Like a seed buried in the soil, nothing may appear visible for months. Yet one day, it breaks through, strong, rooted, and ready. You are that seed. Your time is coming, but you must grow quietly and trust the process underground. Surrendering to this plan is not weakness. It is not quitting. It is a conscious choice. You will do your part, work hard, and live intentionally, and at the same time, you will trust that life is doing its part as well. Faith is acting without having every detail, walking without seeing the entire path, and continuing even when the future is uncertain. Even when it feels like no one is watching or applauding, your efforts are not wasted. Every quiet step, every disciplined choice, every small act of courage is recorded, not in the eyes of others, but in the universe, in God's system, and in your future self. These moments of effort accumulate into breakthroughs that you cannot yet imagine. Here's how to practice trust daily. Focus on effort, not outcomes. Do what you can control. Take the next step, complete the next task, and give your best energy. The results are in the hands of a larger plan. Effort is your responsibility. Timing is not. Communicate honestly with your higher power. You do not need formal prayers or perfect words. Speak openly about your fears, confusion, and exhaustion. Ask for guidance. I feel lost. Show me the way. Give me strength to continue. Honest dialogue creates clarity and reassurance. Accept that timing is not your concern. You may want instant success, recognition, or answers. Life may delay them, but these delays often protect you from mistakes, teach resilience, and prepare you for a higher level of achievement. Trust that the right things are growing even when you cannot see them. Release the need to control everything. Stop forcing results. Stop manipulating outcomes. Control your actions, your mindset, and your daily choices. Beyond that, allow life's natural process to unfold. This balance of effort and surrender is essential for true restart. Continue forward, even in darkness. Faith is moving when the path is unclear. Take small, steady steps. Even in fear, confusion, or despair, walking forward is a declaration that you believe in the process. Over time, your patience and trust transform into strength, clarity, and visible results. Trusting God's plan does not remove responsibility. It does not replace action with passivity. It complements your effort with confidence in the timing and direction of life. You are not forgotten. Your efforts are not wasted, and your future is unfolding even when unseen. By trusting this process, you reduce anxiety, increase clarity, and free energy to focus on what truly matters. You work hard, rest, and act consistently, knowing that each step matters, even if the full story is not yet revealed. True restart is not panic. It is peace in motion, guided by your faith and your deliberate actions. Part 7. Talk less, do more. Real transformation does not require announcements or explanations. Most people spend more time talking about their plans than actually acting on them. They share dreams, post goals on social media, complain about struggles, or justify why they haven't achieved what they want. Yet talking without action creates only noise, not progress. To truly restart your life, you must shift from performing for others to building yourself quietly. The world does not need your explanations. Your future self needs your work. Each step you take, even when unseen, shapes your identity, your habits, and your destiny. Think of a clock. It moves every second, consistently and silently, fulfilling its purpose without shouting. Now, imagine a drum. When hit, it makes a lot of noise, but it is hollow, providing no real substance. Are you moving like a clock, steady, relentless, purposeful, or like a drum, loud but empty? Talking too much about your goals has hidden dangers. It gives your brain a false sense of achievement. Saying, I'm going to start waking up early, gives a tiny hit of pride, but without actual action, it creates comfort, procrastination, and stagnation. Real growth requires movement, not words. How to practice the art of silent action. Protect your energy. Constantly explaining yourself drains emotional and mental energy. You do not need to justify decisions like cutting ties with toxic people, leaving bad habits, or pursuing personal goals. Energy that is used to explain is energy that could be used to improve, build, and create. Stop performing for approval. Most people want praise before results, likes before progress, or validation before achievement. Real growth is boring, quiet, and often invisible. It happens in the background, unnoticed by the world, but profoundly noticed by your future self. Adopt the 30-day silence rule. For the next 30 days, do not talk about your plans or goals. Not to family, friends, or social media. Let your life become your secret project. Focus on building, acting, and improving. Let results speak when the time is right. People will notice changes in your energy, discipline, and actions without a single explanation. Move with intention, not performance. Every action should have purpose. Wake earlier. Clean your space. Organize your day. Cut distractions and invest in yourself. These silent moves build a powerful identity. Over time, people will notice the difference in your presence, your posture, and your energy. Become mysterious through action. When you stop broadcasting your efforts, curiosity emerges. People will ask, "What are you working on?" You seem different. Your discipline and results become your announcement, not your words. This quiet focus amplifies impact more than any explanation ever could. Shift from impressing to becoming. Talking is for performance. Action is for becoming. Replace saying, "I'm trying," with consistent execution. Wake up, work, improve, and repeat. Your transformation should be lived, not told. The louder you become through results, the quieter you need to be with words. Embrace the power of quiet consistency. Every step you take in silence strengthens your identity, rewires your habits, and builds confidence. Real change is invisible at first, but it compounds silently. 1 month, 1 year, 5 years later, the world will see a version of you that emerges naturally, fully prepared, and undeniably strong. To restart effectively, stop performing and start producing. Move like the clock. Quiet, consistent, unstoppable. Stop giving energy to explanations, excuses, or external validation. Your work, discipline, and results are louder than any words could ever be. Restarting your life requires feeding your mind as much as your body. Just as your body cannot survive on junk food, your brain cannot thrive on low-quality content, scrolling feeds, or repeated negative thoughts. Reading is not a hobby. It is essential fuel for growth, clarity, and long-term success. It provides ideas, guidance, and mental tools that shape your identity and decisions. After completing the emotional and practical work, letting go of the past, rewiring your brain, restarting routines, staying positive, protecting happiness, trusting the process, and taking silent action, you now need fresh mental input. New perspectives, wisdom, and knowledge build a foundation of your future self. Without it, your mind remains in the same cage of old habits, repetitive thinking, and limited thinking. Think of your brain as a room. Years of consuming distractions and negative influences are like dust, clutter, and closed windows. Reading opens a window, letting in fresh air and light. Even one paragraph of meaningful content can shift your perspective, inspire action, and stabilize your mind. This creates the mental environment where your restart can thrive. How to read for transformation. Dedicate 15 minutes daily. Even short daily reading compounds over time. 15 minutes is enough to introduce new ideas, challenge existing beliefs, and build a consistent habit. The key is repetition, not volume. Daily reading builds a mental structure for discipline, focus, and growth. Choose books that stretch your thinking. Select materials that expand your understanding, challenge assumptions, and develop your skills. Examples include books on self-discipline, psychology, philosophy, personal growth, productivity, and stories of resilience. Avoid content that is purely entertainment or distraction. This does not feed the mind that builds your future. Read with purpose, not speed. Do not focus on how many pages you can finish. Focus on absorbing ideas that shift your perspective, inspire action, and influence your thoughts and behavior. Even one idea or insight per day can create meaningful change over time. Ask reflective questions. While reading, ask, what would the 2026 version of me read? What beliefs, habits, and skills would this version adopt? How can these insights shape my daily choices? Reading with questions in mind turns passive reading into active growth. Incorporate reading into routine. Set a sacred time each day for reading. After your morning silence, during a commute after meals, or before bed. Make it non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth. This consistency ensures your mind receives the nourishment it needs every day. Transform knowledge into action. Books alone do not restart your life. The ideas you absorb must be tested, practiced, and applied. Reading without AC. Tie-in is entertainment. Reading with application is transformation. Write notes, implement small habits, and allow your insights to guide your decisions. Feed your brain continuously. Over time, consistent reading creates mental clarity, insight, and creativity. It strengthens focus, expands perspective, and equips you to solve problems. You are no longer trapped by old thinking, outdated habits, or limiting beliefs. Reading ensures your mind is aligned with the life you are building. Restarting your life is a holistic process. Reading for just 15 minutes a day may feel small, but it compounds exponentially. Along with emotional reset, routines, positivity, joy, trust, and silent action, reading creates a powerful internal environment that supports everything else. Your brain is being fed, your ideas are expanding, and your identity is evolving toward the 2026 version of yourself. By committing to reading daily, you ensure that the version of you emerging is intelligent, informed, and unstoppable. One page, one idea, one insight at a time, you are building the foundation for lasting success, clarity, and peace of mind. Your restart is now complete in practice. You let go, rewired your brain, built routines, stayed positive, protected your happiness, trusted the process, acted silently, and fed your mind. Each step is powerful alone, but together they form a complete system for transformation.